Getting ghosted by a man, this is probably one of the biggest things that drives women crazy these days. So let's break it down and look at a couple of possibilities first, and then I'll give you a few real reasons and solutions. Now, it is perfectly possible that we're talking about a guy who gets super excited about his own emotions, getting completely carried away by the flood of endorphins in the beginning. Essentially riding the wave of his own emotions and the moments of excitement that the two of you shared. This causes them to be expressive and run their mouth wild in a way that is most often seen in people who are either trying to love bomb you or have very little impulse control. This is when you see a guy coming in strong and being super excitable. And this can be very infectious, but the problem is that this sort of behavior is more often than not followed by a crash when all of those chemicals causing havoc in his brain are suddenly replaced by fear, doubt, and other emotions that make him quickly withdraw and back away. Now, to you, as the person who is on the receiving end of that initial wave of excitement, this can often feel great because of that validation that it gives you. I mean, who doesn't like attention or seeing another person being completely obsessed by you or just be super excited to see you? It feels nice. Everybody loves this. On the other hand, if you are somebody who is more reserved, this may actually feel strange. It's like a red flag, or it can feel fake. So resisting being swept up by that is completely fine. This is exactly what happens to these people when they are suddenly away from you. They have time to think and doubt, and most of the time actually doubt their own abilities to back up what they said to you. But that is still the better case than the other one that I have mentioned. These are just impulsive people with little to no self-control. However, love bombers are far worse, far more sinister than that. The difference is that they do it for very selfish reasons. They do it to get you to feed their ego, and once they achieve that, they're off to another victim. The problem with love bombers is that this sort of experience can actually make you feel much worse than it is in the case of these other people, these excitable and impulsive guys. So what are the main reasons? Why would even the excitable, the impulsive person, the better case scenario of the two, leave you stranded and wondering what the hell happened in such a dramatic fashion? Well, the first one is the difficult situation they're in, the difficult conversation they would have to have with you, whereby they'd be forced to admit that they perhaps allow their emotions to get better of them, and that although everything they said they meant, either they didn't mean it to such a degree or realized that they're not actually able to live up to their claims. If they said that they love you, perhaps they actually just like you rather than love you. If they said that they want to move in together, they can't actually afford to do that, or their situation is restricted otherwise. Who knows? The bottom line is that they were more impulsive in their claims than they would have been if they stepped back and had more of a reserved and measured approach. The second reason is the shame, and the way the first reason makes them feel and makes them look in your eyes. And this is something that is completely normal. Nobody in the world wants to feel like they are being seen as reckless, irresponsible, and impulsive hotheads. Especially these days when people place so much emphasis on appearances and impressions, these masks that they all wear on social media or dating apps, just the same way women often do with their makeup, or posting the best possible and flattering angles and using the best light. This is why it is so scary to all these men, because they don't want to face you with the possibility of such a prospect, or perhaps even with the possibility or likelihood of being judged, rejected, and laughed at. It is far easier to just disconnect and move on. Now, another reason, and this is the main reason that guys actually put most hope into, is scarcity. It allows them to avoid reason 1 and 2 while making you actually doubt yourself. It allows them to keep the door open to you while making you feel like they were the one that got away. The thing is that if there is one piece of advice that is being drilled into men over and over, it is that women respond better to men who they feel are not freely available to them. Men who are hard to get, who will not immediately do everything for you, and have that shroud of mystery over them. Men who have the image of a bad boy, an individual who goes against the grain, against the current, and does his own thing. However, these sorts of men can be easily mistaken by men who are actual assholes, but in either case, this third reason makes you wonder why the hell they suddenly disappeared. So much so that when one day they actually reach out to you out of the blue, they count on the fact that you won't bring up the fact that they had previously ghosted you, because you will be so happy to get in touch again that all that will be forgiven. And actually, this sort of situation will most of the time make you feel like, yes, I want to meet him again. These men are literally relying on this, relying on the fact that you will suddenly push all of your standards aside and be actually happy to reconnect. And you can see why ghosting is actually not only a convenient thing to do, but a great strategy for a guy, a perfect way to behave. They don't have to face up to your criticism. They don't have to face up to you, to live up to their promises and to feel bad about it if they are not able to live up to it. They will still get all of your attention whenever they want without actually offering you any kind of information or effort. So how should you behave? How should you respond if something like this happens? And remember, we are not even talking about the psychopaths or narcissists who love bomb you for their own selfish succubus-like reasons. We're still talking about the better case, the average Joe, so to speak, the guy who made the grand promises and gestures out of sheer excitement and impulsivity. Well, you can either ignore that person and maintain your standards while voicing your concerns from before, such as the type of people you actually want to have in your life, the type of energy you need in your life, rather than that flaky, empty, and impulsive energy that they projected and then disconnected. There is absolutely no reason to continue communicating with such a person and no reason to try to reconnect, because the second you do, you are once again pushing your own needs and standards aside, empowering this person to play you and use you again. Now, I mean, why would you even do that to yourself? No, just state your case, set your piece, and find somebody else. This person, no matter how much they may have hurt your ego, is just not worth it, and doing otherwise would mean risking your own happiness again while jeopardizing your personal trust in men in the future. And for you, the future is exactly where the right man can be found, not in your past. Now, if this helped you in any way, check out our other videos and the playlists. They may help you as well. And if you also like this video, press the like, subscribe to the channel, press the bell so that you get notifications of any future content. Comment, share any experiences. We respond to every single comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.